Welcome student. In my today's lecture, I am going to cover topic structure of atom. After watching this video, you like it, share it and subscribe it. So without wasting much of your time, I am going to start with the topic. The very first point which we are going to cover is Dalton's atomic theory. So what was that theory? So in his theory, Dalton stated that all matter, whether that is element or it is a compound or it's a mixture, is composed of small particle called atom. So what does this element mean? So if I say a carbon, so carbon is one of the element in the periodic table. From carbon, there can be a compound that is carbon dioxide, or there can be other compounds of carbon as a methane. So if I say that I am having a mixture of carbon dioxide and methane gas, so each of these is composed of an element as a carbon, or you can say one of the element as the carbon. So these element you can say as a carbon is composed of small particle called atom. So in his theory, Dalton has given certain postulates. So very first postulate is all matter is made up of very tiny particle called atom which participate in chemical reaction. So whenever there is a chemical reaction, the atom takes part in all such reaction. The second postulate was atoms are indivisible particles which cannot be created or destroyed in a chemical reaction. It means that by certain chemical reaction we cannot synthesize the atom. Next postulate of Dalton atomic theory is atoms of different element have different masses and chemical properties. So if I say that I am having one element as a carbon and other element as an oxygen, so different element will have different masses, or you can say the atom of the different element will have different masses as well as they will have a different chemical properties. The next postulate is atoms of same element are identical in mass and the chemical reaction. So if I say that I am having carbon as an element, if I look at the different atoms which are there in the carbon, all the atoms of the carbon will have a same mass. Here we can say the mass of each and every atom of the carbon will come as a 12. And as they are the atom of the same element, they will show the similar type of chemical properties. The next postulate of Dalton atomic theory is atoms combine in the ratio of small whole number to form a compound. So as I gave you an example of carbon dioxide or carbon monoxide, in that case when carbon combines with the oxygen or carbon combines with the 2 moles of oxygen, it will always combine as a small whole number ratio. Like in carbon monoxide, it is combining in a ratio of 1:1. Next is the relative number and the kinds of atoms are constant in a given compound. So if I say that I am having a compound as a carbon dioxide, the relative number and the kinds of the atom, that is carbon and the oxygen, will always be present in a constant amount in carbon dioxide. So if you say that you got a sample of carbon dioxide from different sources, so every time the carbon and the oxygen will be in a same amount present in a carbon dioxide. So based on Dalton's atomic theory, there was a final conclusion as atoms are indivisible and indestructible. But his postulate was not true. Let in year 1900, scientist J.J. Thomson discovered the electron, and that electron was discovered inside the atom. Before J.J. Thomson, scientist Goldstein in 1886 discovered a proton, and this was also discovered inside the atom. So we can say that atom is divisible into electrons and protons. That is why the Daltons postulate that atom is indivisible and indestructible is not true. Later on, many scientists proposed various models that how these electrons and protons are arranged inside an atom. Out of many models, the model proposed by J.J. Thomson was the very first model for the structure of atom. So now we are going to look at how J.J. Thomson designed his atomic model. J.J. Thomson stated that the model of the atom is similar to that of Christmas pudding, or it is similar to that of watermelon. So you can see in this picture that there is a red color entire matrix in which there are black color seeds present. So what is the relation of this watermelon with the J.J. Thomson's model of atom? So the positive charge in an atom is spread all over like the red edible part of the watermelon. So as per J.J. Thomson's atomic model, this red part indicate the positive charge, that is proton, present inside the atom. The electrons are studied in the positively charged sphere like the seeds in the watermelon. So these black seeds which we indicate as per J.J. Thomson, that electrons are embedded in this way inside that positive charge which is present inside the atom. Thomson proposed that an atom consists of positively charged sphere and the electrons are embedded in it. So this is a diagrammatic representation for Thomson's atomic model. He also proposed that the negative and positive charge are equal in magnitude. As they are equal in a magnitude, the atom as a whole is electrically neutral. So we can say the positive sphere is indicated with this border and the electrons are indicated as a dots which are present inside this sphere. Next to that, Rutherford proposed the structure of atom in a different manner. How the electrons are arranged within an atom was the main doubt for the Rutherford. So Rutherford has carried out an experiment which is called as alpha scattering experiment or gold foil experiment. So he has selected the alpha particle and he has allowed those alpha particle to fall on gold foil. Now doubt comes as why he has chosen gold foil only. So he was willing to have a thin layer as possible. So it was possible to convert gold into a foil. That foil was having a thickness of about 1000 atoms. Again, he has chosen alpha particle because alpha particles are doubly charged helium ion and have the mass of 4, you can say, atomic mass unit. Certain alpha particle will have a very, you can say, high kinetic energy, so they can bombard with the gold foil easily. So by his alpha scattering experiment, he had certain expectation. He was expecting that as alpha particle strikes to the, you can say, subatomic particle present inside the gold foil, being heavy, they should not be get deflected. But to his surprise, whatever he was expecting that there should not be a deflection of the alpha particle was not true. He has observed that most of the fast moving alpha particle passed straight through the gold foil. So you can see these black color arrows. Many of the arrows are going in a straight fashion through this gold foil. Next, some of the alpha particle were deflected by the foil by a small angle. So you can see that few alpha particle are just been deflected from their original path. And next he has observed that 1 out of every 12,000 particle appeared to rebound. So as you see over here, this ray which is going inside is striking to this dot as a black and is getting rebound. So these are the unexpected result which Rutherford got. From this experiment he has concluded certain important point. All those points we will be discussing in our next lecture. So for more such videos, I request you to press the bell icon so that you will get the notification of upcoming videos. You are requested to subscribe my channel to share it with your friends and to like it. Thank you for watching this video.